friends, so this is the part 2 of my Rahu Ketu video. The first part I explained you what Rahu and Ketu essentially bring up, or what energies they deal with. But in this part I'm going to concentrate on the Rahu Ketu axis in the sign of Taurus and Scorpio respectively, and what changes do you expect according to your ascendant and according to your moon sign. Remember, this is the Vedic astrological chart and not the Western astrology chart. In Vedic astrology, we relate the chart to the ascendant that you are born in. So there is a rising sign when you took birth. So when you took birth, and for instance you took birth at a certain date, if we take a snapshot of the rising sun in the sign of a certain zodiac, that is going to be your ascendant. And where your moon was placed during that particular day in your birth chart is your moon sign. So this is a major difference of the Western astrology and the Vedic astrology. The Vedic astrology follows the moon and it follows your ascendant zodiacs. In case you want to know what your ascendant and your moon sign is, you can always consult a Vedic astrologer, or you can consult me, and you can click on the link below and check out my website, check out my social media handles, and also you can give me a WhatsApp message in order to book an appointment with me, or you can take the help of any astrologer you feel very close to. So let's begin with what is in store for the next 18 months with Rahu and Ketu shifting their signs in Taurus and Scorpio respectively. Now let me tell you, Rahu and Ketu are both exalted in this sign. That means they are at their best. They are energy wise feeling their best at this signs, and this is why, like I mentioned in the previous video, that Rahu has more to deal with your illusions, your desires, your passion. So you will certainly feel with Rahu in Taurus more passionate about what you really want in your life, what you desire to be, and what you want to grow to be as a person. So it all depends on which sign Rahu is placed in your horoscope and Ketu is placed in your horoscope. And I will come back with the details of each and every ascendant in my next video. So keep watching. Let's go and discuss what Rahu and Ketu is now. To begin with, Rahu and Ketu shift their signs every 18 months. So this energy is going to play around for the next 18 months. And what is it going to be like? To begin with, Rahu in Taurus is more of a passionate energy. It is more of what you really want to feel. You desire to feel this. And Rahu being exalted in the sign of Taurus, it has more to deal with your passion, your growth, your success, and you'll be chasing that. You'll have these thoughts, you'll be surrounded with certain energy in your within yourself with regards to your growth, because Rahu is all about what you have to achieve in this life. Remember, in my previous video, I had described Rahu is what your desire is all about. So your desires will be running at the best of their feelings right now. But you also have to understand that this shift is of a movement. So if you're feeling a certain movement in a certain aspect of your life, it is probably because Rahu is initiating those shifts. And Taurus, being the sign of a bull, if you see the stock market is having the sign of a bull, it has a more earthly sign. Bull is the sign which is more earthly. So Taurus again is a sign which relates to more of your earthly desires. So you deal with your wants. What do you want in your life? So you start thinking about what you really want. You want to work on things what you really want, on your material aspect of your life. So Rahu in Taurus brings about that energy which you try to grow with in terms of your material aspect of life. So it has to deal with finances, it has to deal with wealth, it has to deal with your luxury and your comfort. And remember, the bull in the stock market is also related to wealth and finances. So you will certainly start thinking about your wealth, about your finance, about your comfort, about your indulgence. But remember this, that again, the stock market is a very short term game. So people play with the wealth and they want some short term success in that. So you will also tend to think about working in a certain way which will give you a lot of gains in short time. Because what has happened in the previous 18 months is that you have been restricted. You have been restricted at home. You have been restricted with your desires. You have been restricted with your work and what you really want to achieve in your life. Your goals are restricted right now. So now you will start feeling the shift and you would want to change it because of this Rahu Ketu axis. And you would want to push yourself and try to, work in a certain manner where you can make up for all this time that you have lost. And that is not a certainly recommended way to earn. So you have to be very careful, because Rahu is also about illusions, and your illusion can mislead you. It can misdirect you. You have to be very, very careful about how you tread your path in terms of your material gains, in terms of your material success, in terms of your personal growth. It's going to be a tricky situation. Because Rahu is a malefic planet, and there are planets which are naturally benefic, there are planets which are naturally malefic. So it all depends on how they are placed on your birth chart. But then again, they have this natural tendency to make or break. So you might be misled sometimes if you act without thinking. Because you remember, Taurus, the sign of a bull. Have you seen a bull? It just attacks, okay? It doesn't think much, okay? If you aggravate it, if you instigate it, if you mislead your energies or misdirect your energies, Rahu will attack you and you may incur certain losses, certain destruction, certain unexpected happening or events in your life which are not favorable to you. So you have to treat this energy very, very cautiously. At the same time, you can also work on your desires. It's a very good time to build yourself up into the line which you really want yourself to be seen at. And you can start working and putting in your efforts Remember to tread very carefully. At the same time, don't overindulge yourself. That might lead to losses or destruction, because Rahu is going to test your patience by giving you all these illusions and desires. So make sure your desires are tread on very carefully. You plan and you strategize and you progress step by step. Don't try and overindulge, otherwise the energy will hit you very badly and you might not be able to understand how it all happened. But remember, everything is your doing, everything is your karma, and the way you act is what you will receive. On the other hand, Ketu in the sign of Scorpio. Now, Ketu being a very transformative sign, Ketu brings up hidden things, okay? Ketu brings up changes, okay? And Scorpio is that scorpion which stings, okay? So you will certainly feel a sense of changing something about yourself, changing something about your environment, changing something about your approach. You will also might get into that feeling that you need to not be around certain people. So of course, again, Rahu also deals, the Taurus sign also deals with your relationships. So you got to be careful of how you handle your relationships. So if there is certain things in your life which you really want to change, don't be head on and expect it to turn overnight. You really have to work for it. And Ketu, being a very spiritual planet, has its roots in spirituality. It brings about some major shifts within you and draws you into a path which you really should be walking. But are you aware of that path? If you're not aware, get some time off every day and connect to yourself and assess yourself, because now is what you have to work for, what you really want to work and desire for, what you really want to do in your life. So it's going to be a little tricky game for the next 18 months, but your consistent efforts will definitely be rewarded. So this was my analysis of Rahu in Taurus and Ketu in Scorpio. I hope it was of some help to you in your area which you're probably thinking or working on, and it, I hope, brings about those changes which you desire. So be in touch with me with my next video, where I'm going to upload zodiac signs and how they are going to be affected with the Rahu Ketu changes. So in case you like my video, please hit the like button, and in case you want to share it with like-minded people, please go ahead and recommend my channel to them, and keep in touch. Stay blessed.